we are back. So, we pick up on the morning of the 21st of October, with members of the society gathered round either the same breakfast table or various breakfast tables, as of your choosing, reading the headline of respectable London papers that states there has been a theft from the British Museum. Priceless artefacts have been stolen. Both the museum curators and Scotland Yard are appealing for information on the items' whereabouts and to catch the culprits involved. The theft was from the new temporary Egyptian exhibit. It's there on the front page of several of the major London papers. Who is currently at the society reading this, and who's off having breakfast on their own?
I think Morton will be at his shop anyway, just setting up for the morning when he gets the morning papers.
I'd be at the society.
D'Angelo would also be at the society today.
Yeah, John would have made his way there too.
Maximilian as well.
Okay, so currently everyone but Mortimer, I believe, is over at the society. As this shocking headline is written there, there's probably a photograph of the front of the British Museum as well, with the curator looking disappointed outside the banners proclaiming the Howard Phillips exhibition.
You all don't know anything about this event, do you?
No. Who would do such a thing? Well, I mean, we would, but I don't think any of us did.
I think I heard somebody yelling. Is this the same thing? I remember somebody yelling that a particular thing was cursed. Is this the same thing?
It doesn't. The article does not specify which artifacts were stolen.
All right. So I remember. A woman yelling at the people at the exhibition that a particular artifact was cursed, and that they need to get rid of it. Though I don't remember which artifact or which woman. So.
Well, we could go and check it out, or we could stay out of whatever problem this is.
To be honest, sitting out sounds good.
What did you all do?
We just had a day at the museum.
What
could go wrong with that?
Well, everything, John.
Well,
everything, my battle librarian. Museums are filled with dangerous things.
No, that's just libraries. Museums are perfectly peaceful.
John, I'm a master of debauchery and fuckery, of silliness and lies. Do not try to con me.
All right. You're right.
What'd you do?
Personally, I did nothing.
Okay, what'd D'Angelo do?
Don't know, he wasn't here.
Okay, what'd you do, Maximilian?
I got a visit to the doctor, and I got Elsie time to flirt with her date a little.
Oh, God. Okay, so I want to ignore the horrors of that. Are you feeling better, Maximilian?
Yes, it's working.
What's working?
I mean, I got like this cream to put on my wounds.
Oh, that sounds horrible. So,
Yeah.
what'd Mortimer do? Speaking of which, where is that man?
I don't know, probably in the shop.
Can't trust any of you when I'm not around to chaperone you. You're all very reckless, and I keep us in line. I keep us
What to do, Drew?
cohesive.
What did you all do with the book?
Oh,
Book.
that's still under my watchful eyes, so nobody does anything while they're alone with it.
Is there a reason that you all are not destroying such a thing?
Because it might be useful.
Yeah, but making sure that, nobody reads it alone. Just in case.
I mean, it
I'll
may be
read it.
dangerous, but it has some utility. Yes,
Well,
as
it is
everything
much too dangerous to keep around. You all sound like some of the more lost people we have dealt with.
Well, I can't read it. I'm not speaking Latin, so... Therefore, I'm fairly safe, I think.
John,
Yes.
did you tell them about the... Never mind.
I did not tell them about the Nevermind, no.
Never mind. Very good.
Oh, I suppose we should go investigate this museum.
It's at this point that you hear furious knocking at your front door.
So
Sure, the
it
butler can
begins.
get it.
Yep, you hear James. I go, sorry. You can hear like anxious voices from the hall downstairs, and you hear James trying to talk. You hear a woman's voice, and James with, "Look, calm down. I will fetch one of the gentlemen shortly. If you would just wait there, please, a moment, miss."
I'll help, and I'm going to run over to James.
Oh no.
Downstairs. So you see in the hall there is a woman, probably looks to be in her late 30s, who's essentially trying to push her way past James. She's wearing a black dress and a patterned shawl, and
Is
you
she
don't
old and
recognize
rich?
her. She's doesn't look especially rich, and she is almost 40, so it depends on what Ignatius counts as old.
Ignatius is smart enough to say that to not say that on stream. So, ma'am, how can I help you?
I need to talk to a member of the London Esoteric Society. This
That
is
would
very
be I.
important.
I'm very
Oh.
important. Come on down. I'm going to
Thank
take her
you.
to the parlor.
So you take her upstairs to the parlor.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your
Thank
name?
you, sir. Thank you. My name is Agnes Broadmoor. It's a very urgent matter. A matter of huge urgency.
Just
critical
say it.
importance.
Be plain spoken.
Somebody has stolen a cursed mirror from the British Museum. I'm sure you saw the papers this morning.
I hate reading, but yes.
Someone has stolen a cursed mirror, and it's out there, and I don't know what they mean to do with it, but it means terrible things are going
How
to
do you know about
happen.
the cursed mirror?
And how did you know about us?
Oh, well, sorry. This is my battle librarian, John Greaves. He's very sneaky somehow.
Good to meet you, sir. I wasn't aware your institute, agency, society was a secret. You have a plaque by the door.
Right, but anyway, your questions don't matter. Our questions matter. How do you know about this mirror?
I had a dream about it.
Oh, that's not good. One moment, I'm going to lean my head out the door and I'm going to yell, "D'Angelo! Maximilian!" as loud as I possibly can. To the parlor! I'm back. Haha. Answer my questions. Quickly. Time is of the essence. You might
Yes.
explode.
You see, I am by occupation a psychic.
Oh.
Why
So
are you
when
laughing?
Oh, you're also very sneaky, Maximilian.
Hi. You were
Ah.
yelling.
Oh yes, that would help you sneak. No, I'm laughing. Not I'm sure psychics are. Why would I doubt the validity of psychics, given all that we know? I just, from my particular background, you might see how running into a psychic telling me about cursed mirrors and my particular plight might be particularly vexing and perplexing.
There is some research on the ability to manipulate the world with our minds.
Yes,
So it
yes,
is
it's
possible.
completely real. Of course, it's real. All of this is real.
Is she the one that warned the...
Yes. So
Yeah.
as Maximilian and John, I think John was at the museum also, weren't you? You'd recognise she was the one arguing with the museum curators yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You were the ones arguing with the museum's curator.
Oh, you were there. Sorry, I didn't see you. Yes, they had that. They have such a dangerous thing out there for people to see. It was an accident waiting to happen. That someone would take it and do something terrible with it.
Agnes,
Yes.
I have a question. This is going to seem like a strange question, but it's actually incredibly important. Are you rich, or do you have any rich sisters?
I am not rich. No, I am afraid I can pay if your society requires.
No, that's
payment,
not what
I can pay.
There's no, that's not what that is completely. Listen, I could explain the validity of it, but it would take decades. It's very high level stuff.
But
Anyway, the point is,
I do
we
have,
would
I do have
absolutely.
3 sisters.
We are any of them rich? Oh, then that's no. Anyway, and like I said, they would write papers on the complexity of this matter. Anyway, what do you want us to do? We'll probably do it. That's how this works.
Look, I tried to tell the police that the mirror was cursed.
That was a
and
horrible choice.
Someone was trying to use it for nefarious occult purposes, and they laughed at me and told me that I was talking nonsense. But one of the officers, he said that I should go and talk to the London Esoteric Society. So I looked you up, and here I am.
Well, my colleague's very vociferous declarations to the site. But what exactly is the nature of this artifact?
It is a polished stone mirror about this large with hieroglyphs around the side. It was in the main case of the exhibit next to the snake bangle thing.
I think we saw that, didn't we?
Yeah, I first saw it. I was taking a crystal ball reading for a client about a week ago, and it was there. I saw it hazy in the mirror, and then since then, every time I try and do a reading, every time I try and make contact with the other side, there it was. And then it was haunting my dreams and my waking hours. And then I saw it at the museum when I went, and I knew then that they had to get rid of it or do something about it, or terrible things will happen.
Does this
fine.
mirror have a name?
Not that I'm aware of.
Keeper, with my knowledge of the occult, have I heard of such an artifact before?
Give me an occult roll. See if you.
I can do that.
Can I also make an occult roll, Keeper?
I don't see why not. So,
Extreme.
both of you would know that such sort of mirrors, and particularly ancient mirrors and things that have been dug up from faraway places, are especially prized in occult circles, as they're believed to be of use as scrying mirrors or as devices to make contact with the other side, to act as a channel for the spirits of deceased relatives. They're very valuable and sought after in occult circles. This mirror in particular has only recently been found and brought from Egypt, so you're not aware of this specific mirror. But in general, they are valuable and sought after.
Oh, right.
Why do you believe this object is cursed?
I told you, I saw it in a dream, and I saw terrible things. I saw mountains bursting into flame. I saw the sky rip in two. I saw him.
Him? Who is him?
I don't know who he is.
What do he look
He's
like?
there. He wears different faces,
Oh,
but it's always the same man. I know it is. He has the same eyes, like inky black from side to side, and he knows me. He whispers my name. He promises me things, and
do not take anything that he promises.
you know him.
Agnes, do I have permission to tell you a long story in like 3 sentences? Like be like incredibly general or generalized to a great degree?
Of course, sir.
Oh, no, don't call me sir. Far too young and pretty. Ignatius. Ignatius.
Sorry, my other Agnes was slipping through.
Yes. I have dreams that wrecked my life and ended up killing a bunch of people, and I'm fighting to save my soul, my friend's souls, because it's said dreams. That's where the semicolon is. And as such, we believe you. So, if there's anything else that you think that you should tell us, tell D'Angelo, because he has a good memory. Don't tell Maximilian, because he usually has a concussion. And John Greaves is somehow, some way, he's actually reading a book right now. No, it looks like he isn't, but he is.
This black-eyed person, would he be a pharaoh, perchance?
Maybe he wasn't wearing pharaoh.
Regalia.
What do you call them? Also, I realise now I have misspoken. It's Agatha Broadnaw. I was sensible enough not to call 2 people Agnes. Briefly. This is Agatha, not Agnes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I said Agatha. I got her
Yes,
name right,
yeah.
we'll just say.
Yeah. That's my mistake. I'm just correcting it now because I don't want to propagate too many Agneses.
You're tricky.
Do you know where this mirror is at the moment? Or maybe who would want it?
It's been stolen. I don't know. Someone
Well,
out
you-
there has it, and I
Well, you
don't
are
know.
a psychic.
Yes, but I do palm reading and tarot cards and
Read my palms. Maybe later.
crystal balls, and I conduct seances, but I don't.
Oh, nope. I leave immediately when she says that. I just walk clean out the door and just, nope. I go to the kitchen.
Don't
I'm
mind
sorry.
him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He just has an allergy to seances.
He's not the. I swear I've seen him somewhere before. He's not the entertainer. I think
Well, he can be entertaining.
one of my clients, a Lady Hawksmoor, was talking about a very eccentric magician who she came across in a gambling house a few months ago.
Well, all the descriptions are lining up.
I believe she believed he was after her fortune.
There it is.
I didn't want to presume that it might be the same man, but
Anything else you can tell us about this mirror?
it's old. I mean, it's Egyptian. And it's evil, and someone stole it. I'm afraid I don't have anything concrete to go on. I've only seen it the once in the physical existence, but in the dreams it's always, I guess, a window? An opening? Dreams are hard to explain sometimes. sorry, I
Alright.
can't do more help.
Do you recall anyone when you were at the museum taking a special interest in the mirror, perhaps? Someone who asked a lot of questions or stared a bit longer than others?
Not that I saw, no.
Alright. Thank you for your information and your warning.
But, please do get back in touch with us in case you have any other revelations about it.
I will do, and as I said, I do have money. I can pay for your society's services if required.
He was just trolling around.
And also, should you have need of the attentions of a psychic on any occasion, I have a card.
I'm gonna take that. Thanks.
Yes. Agatha Broadmoor. Psychic. And then a
Sounds
whole
like
bunch more because it's Victorian. They can't do anything shorthand.
Where does it say where she's located?
Yes, it says that she is located in Marylebone.
Ah, okay. Not far away then.
Alright,
Thank you.
we will do what we can.
Thank you, Miss Broadmoor.
As she departs the society, we're going to just pop off and see if anything has been going on at Mortimer's bookshop this morning. Are you up to anything of any influence? Anything other than just trying to sell books to people?
No, nothing unusual. Just once he heard the news about the incident at the museum, he'd probably head to the society. But other than that, it'll just be business as normal.
Okay, so yeah, you probably arrive at the society just after Miss Broadmoor has left.
Although there is the matter of the other book he was working with. Has he finished what he was doing with it?
It was 2 days' work,
Yes, I believe.
and so far I believe you've had no days.
Oh, fair enough. If I
So
haven't,
it's not finished yet.
that's okay.
Like
Nobody
half a
needs
day
to know.
maximum, I'd say.
It's okay. Nobody needs to know what he's doing with that book anyway. So
It's the book I'm thinking of.
it is. We agreed 2 days is what he needs on it.
So you've done half a day's work so far because you had some time yesterday.
Yeah, he's been
Other than
busy at the museum.
Yes, you arrived just as Miss Broadmoor has just departed.
Okay. I'll just knock at the front door as normal because he doesn't walk in because he doesn't live there. It'd be rude to just walk into the place.
Come in, sir. The other gentlemen are just upstairs in the parlour.
Business as normal. Everything all peaceful and quiet.
They had a visitor. I said the gentlemen are upstairs. Miss Smith is at her painting class.
Good. I'll just head to see the other gentleman, see what we're up to.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you very
Take your
much.
coat.
Ah, there you go. Thank you. I'll pass it over. So I'll just wander up into the parlour, I'm guessing. So, good morning, everyone. How is everyone today?
Good morning.
I'm hoping nobody had anything to do with that theft.
Not us. No. Though we did.
I mean, we have something to do with that theft now, as Miss Agatha asked us to look into that.
Agatha, who was that? How was she involved? Does she work at the museum?
I know the woman that was yelling at the people on the in the museum. Remember?
Oh, I remember. I sort of eavesdropped on that conversation.
Yeah. She's the one that she had like dreams about it, and therefore she's a bit of invested in the whole thing. We don't really have any idea on who might have stolen it, though.
I'm just wondering what has been stolen.
The mirror.
Mirror. Keeper, do I remember the mirror at the exhibition?
I don't believe anyone looked in any great detail at the mirror. I mentioned it a few times as being in the case next to the snake bracelets, but I don't think anyone took the time to examine the mirror in any detail.
No, it's okay. No, it's just spending time at the exhibition and looking around at pieces. If he didn't pay any attention to it, it doesn't matter.
It was, it was in the central case next to the snake bracelet.
But I don't know much about it.
No.
Oh well. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't pay much attention to that at the museum. I was too focused on the strange snake bracelet. But we could always ask the museum if they have any ideas when it was stolen, who may have stolen it, or any suspects they have. We could try that. Then again, we could also see if someone's trying to sell it.
I don't think if somebody stole like multiple things, then I think them selling it would be likely, but I don't think if that's the only thing that's been stolen.
But has it been the only thing stolen?
Fair.
Well, let us go and check with the museum, I suppose.
Yes, let's start at the beginning.
A very good place to start. So, is everyone heading over to the museum, or do some of you have other places to be or other lines of inquiry to follow?
I would go. I would probably walk out of the kitchen after having stuffed my face with a bunch of cheese and check to see if what everybody else was doing. But I am clearly shaken at the concept of a seance.
Quick question, Keeper. Would Mortimer know anyone who might be into smuggling said item?
Give me
Is it an
an
education?
occult roll, please, here, I think.
You sure? Not a smuggling type thing?
Well, if you've got smuggling as a skill...
That's his profession.
No, I think this would be more to do with occult dealings, unless you...
If he hasn't got a great deal of occult knowledge, never mind. That's a fail.
Yeah, this isn't really the market you operated in. This
And
is more
I
of a
make the
specialist market. Yes, you might know some occult. You... I mean, I don't know if D'Angelo has ever purchased dubiously acquired occult items, but you do know of somewhere where you could go if you ever happen to wish to purchase anything occult. There is a gentleman known as Mr. Whitaker. Whether that is actually his name or not is unclear, but he operates out of the back of a furniture shop over in Knightsbridge, and he sells all sorts of things, no questions asked. If you're looking for, antique silver daggers, you can find your antique silver daggers. Yeah, you can deal. He deals in all sorts.
I may know of a person that could help us as well.
John would say you're less aware of the London sales and purchasing of occult items. You do know, I guess, in Oxford, there's a couple of professors who you could possibly talk to about this. I'll say you do know at least one person in London who deals in occult antiquities and unconsidered trifles. May or may not be the kind of person who would sell or acquire cursed mirrors. That person being, of course, Abner Wick.
I mean, we could go and take a visit. Maybe it made its way into his hands. And since we agreed to leave him be, we should probably do that if it did indeed make it to his hands. And otherwise, he might be able to help.
He likes me. If you want me to talk to him.
You know what? Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go do that.
And Max is going to Abner's.
Yeah, somebody should probably go to our friend with the police and ask if the only thing that's been stolen was the mirror, or if there's been more stuff that's been going missing.
I've got a friend who works at the museum, so I'm just going to ask there.
Yeah, that might help.
Different part of the museum, but I do visit now and again, so I'll just inquire at the university, the museum itself.
So Mortimer's going to the museum.
I don't know where to go.
We should go to the
You don't have to go
museum
anywhere. You can
first.
stay at home and drink tea and eat cake. It's perfectly fine.
No, that is not an Ignatius thing to do. Maximilian, do you want me to go with you to Abner's because he and I have a rapport, or would you prefer to handle this yourself? I don't want to step on your toes.
I mean, you can come with if you want to.
It's probably a bad idea to go there alone.
John, where are you going?
Well, I was thinking the trip to see Abner would be a good thing to do.
Okay. D'Angelo, where are you going?
I will be joining Dr. Davenport. It's best to get a full accounting of what's missing before we do anything else.
Where could I go by myself? That would be useful, gentlemen.
Perhaps you should join Maximilian and Greaves. I believe your unique talents would be better suited alongside the two of them in dealing with Mr. Wick.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I love taking. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah.
A grand adventure it'll be, Ignatius. Let's go.
Uh-huh. It's a bit hot outside. I think I'll only wear one cape.
No, you need at least two.
Oh.
You may get dangerous.
It's okay. Just the one cape.
All right. Don't complain later, though.
Alright, fine, it's two. I'll take it off if it gets warm.
You coming?
Yeah, let's take a... Horses? Wait, no, those try to kill me. Everything tries to kill me. Let's walk.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so you actually start off all heading more or less the same direction, I believe. I'm getting my London geography collection, but then you correct, and then you peel off as three of you head to Abner Wick's little antique shop, and two of you head to the British Museum. And we'll start with the two of you at the museum. As you arrive up to this grand portico. The word portico is coming to mind, but I think that might not be the right word. Big columny thing at the front of the museum. And you see there is a uniformed police constable waving away members of the public, and a couple of people with cameras and notebooks, like cameras set up on tripods, and notebooks that they're scribbling away in. Like, can you give us any more details? Like, what exactly was stolen? Do you believe they might strike again? And these constables there, like, no comment. No further information will be provided to the press at this moment.
Is there a way we can just walk past or around, or is he blocking all
He's
ways?
not blocking the way, but he is telling anyone who's stepping closer to, sorry, this part of the museum is closed. Ongoing investigation.
Yeah, I'll just try to walk up the steps towards the door as if I'm...
Sorry, sir, this part of the museum is closed. There's an ongoing investigation.
I've got a friend who works here, James Denton. I was just going to see him about a different exhibit.
I have to go around the Cornwall Road entrance. Sorry, the Egyptian
Oh, yeah, I've heard
Wing is
about
closed.
that. I mean, it's in all the papers. I'll go around. It's okay.
Sorry,
So,
sir.
no problem. I'll just head towards the other entrance then.
Okay.
I mean, once you're in, you can go in the museum. There's no point just stopping the one.
Well, part of the museum is closed. They have doors. So yeah, are you heading to your friend's office? Or are you heading to the closed Egyptian wing?
I'm going to head to my friend's office because to see what's going on if he knows any more. To be fair, he probably knows what's been stolen.
Okay, and this was... Hang on, who is this again?
James Denton
James Denton.
tends to deal with the eastern side of things. Eastern, well, museum pieces.
Yeah, so you and D'Angelo head... Oh, D'Angelo, are you following with Mortimer or are you going your own way?
Is there a clear guard contingent at the stopping me from going into the
There is
Egypt
one
section?
police constable standing on the steps.
But that's at the...
Right, people...
Once we're in...
Yeah. Once you're inside, if you want to go look where the Egyptian galleries are, you can. Or you can head over to James Denton's office.
You should just check it out to see what's going on. You just look.
You see that the doors to that wing have been shut, and there's a little piece of string and a little sign that says closed.
All right, he'll rejoin Dr. Davenport. He's not going to ruin things just yet.
They didn't say it was locked.
No, it's fine.
No, it's got a sign. It's
We'll
got
follow
a piece of
the law.
string, and it says closed.
Yeah, we can't pass it.
Follow the law for now. I'll follow the law for now. I'm an upstanding citizen.
Yes. Side. But yeah, you head over to James Denton's office.
I'll just knock on the door and see if he's in.
Come in.
I'll just walk in. Hello, James.
He's got a load of small labels and little stone figurines of some sort laid out on his desk. He seems to be involved in some cataloguing and labelling.
Is he?
Davenport.
To you?
You are, but it's fine.
Oh, that's just being polite. Now, the real reason I'm here. We heard about the theft. We've just been nosy.
I think half of London's heard about the theft. Yeah.
As you may have heard, I'm with the London Esoteric Society these days. And,
Yeah, I heard about that. What exactly is an esoteric society?
I'm still trying to find out, but it sounds interesting.
Right.
It sounds esoteric, strangely enough. But,
I mean, it sounds impressive if you don't know. It's just the London Unusual Society.
that's the thing. I mean, I'm involved with it now, but I've still not worked out what it's about. But
Yes.
it's interesting all the same. But what has been stolen from the museum? We were told a mirror.
Yeah, stone mirror thing, and gold bangle bracelet.
A bracelet stolen as well.
Yes.
Oh, a snake bracelet. I remember I saw it, I think, yesterday when I popped in exhibition to have a look at it.
Yeah, they're
Really nice.
Everyone's quite upset and running around. I mean, there's a lot of questions about the security. The police have been through questions with all of us twice. They seem to think it might be some kind of inside job. But
was it? I'm guessing it was stolen overnight when the museum was closed.
yeah, it was there when they locked up in the evening, and it was gone when they opened up in the morning.
No signs of break-in or anything like that?
And the glass case had been broken, and someone had jimmied the lock on one of the outer doors.
Yeah.
The internal doors don't actually lock, so we should probably see about about that.
Well, we're trying to work out who may have stolen it. We'd only been told about the mirror, we hadn't been told about the bracelet. Some psychic person was concerned about it. You know how we are.
No, I know who you mean. She was here yesterday screaming about curses and...
She was convinced it was cursed.
Yeah, I was told about that. She kicking up a lot of fuss.
And she contacted the society, and
Yeah,
here we
we've
are.
had several people blame already through this morning trying to blame this on like Pharaoh's curses and everything. Like,
Pharaoh's curses don't break locks, and
exactly. Like, at least get the theme of your curses correct. No,
Yeah.
I think someone saw valuable items in an exhibition, thought, oh, I'd quite like that at home, and sent someone to steal it.
exactly. I know the sort of people who do that. I mean, everyone's interested in those sort of things. I mean, Egyptian stuff's very popular at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
If we find it, we'll return it to the museum, obviously. But
Yeah, I mean, by the sounds of it, I mean, I don't Egyptian, not my speciality, but by the sounds of it, they are
I'm sure there'll be a
priceless
reward.
historic artifacts. Yeah,
Maybe preferential treatment or VIP visits to the museum. Who knows? If we return them, if we find them, and all that sort of stuff. But
I can't make any promises with that kind of thing.
it's okay.
I mean, probably name in the paper, a good advert for whatever a London Esoteric Society is.
Actually, that's a very good point. A little publicity doesn't hurt anyone. Well, it could, I suppose, depending on the publicity. But yeah, thank you. Anyway, I'm just curious what had been stolen and wondered if there's anything else stolen other than the mirror. But
No, happy to help you both, gentlemen.
yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot. This is D'Angelo Williams, the famous author you may have heard of, or may not have.
Yeah. Yes. Occult Studies, and I can't remember what the title was. What was it? I'm sure it's on my shelf to read at some point. I haven't got around to it yet. You know how the pile grows.
Of course, I'm honored that you
I'll
have.
definitely move it up the pile. Yes.
I am honored that you are willing to read things I've written. Do you know from which area of Egypt or from which time period of Egypt these items came from?
I believe they were 6th dynasty, if I remembering my dynasties correctly. From the south of Egypt down. It was either Luxor or one of those other places down.
It's not from the area near the crooked pyramid or band pyramid thing.
Oh, I told you, pyramids not my
I know.
not my speciality. It's an overcrowded field these days.
Strange enough, the 6th dynasty is the only one I know little bits and pieces of information about.
Yes. No, it's not Luxor. It's I was having a whole conversation with Lloyd Price yesterday about this, but details rather escape. Well, it was down where well, did you know Howard Phillips at all?
Met him a couple of times, actually. Strange gentleman, more interested in the actual exploring and discovering stuff than the actual items at the end of the day.
Yes, he was into the headlines and the stories, I think, rather than the history.
I believe I met him once at an exhibition. He had been drinking somewhat and was quite talkative.
Sure, that's what it's called. Sure. Down in the south.
Ah, yes.
Keeper, do I know of any mystical mirrors from this time period? This area?
Make me a history or archaeology roll.
I will do history, said.
You know of one. Up until yesterday, it was in the British Museum.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know too much about ancient Egypt, but it is a odd situation. Do the authorities know of any potential criminal element that would want it? Perhaps any wealthy individuals who were unable to purchase it?
I mean, nobody was able to purchase it. whole of Phillips's collection was donated directly to the museum. It wasn't put up for general sale or auction, so anyone who had the greedy little eyes set on it didn't have a chance. No doubt there's plenty of occultists and collectors and would-be amateur historians across the city that would love to add to their own private collection.
Do you know if anyone had tried to buy it before it was displayed?
As I said, I don't really
No.
work on Egyptology, but not that I'm aware of. But it wasn't put up for sale, so it wasn't.
Who would be the best person to speak to about this, Egyptian expert-wise? Would it have been Neville?
Yeah, Neville's probably the best to ask about the particulars of this. He had a big hand in handling the exhibit. I think partly out of guilt. He had a bit of a falling out with Phillips not long before Phillips died.
Is Neville about today, or is he?
I saw him this morning, walking to the police over in the Egyptian gallery. I don't know if he's still over there. If not, try the common room, the tea room, down the end of the hall.
That's a very good point. Everyone goes to the tea room. So anyway, thank you for your time and all that. Hopefully we'll meet again on better circumstances.
Yeah, you should come by, and next time you're at the museum, stick your head in.
I will do just that.
I'll stand you a drink in the common room. And you too, Mr. Williams. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine.
So, when next?
Should we try the common room, see if we can find Neville there?
Lead the way.
Alright, if you head...
As closest, basically, we'll head towards.
You head towards the common room. We're going to pop across to Abner Wick's shop. Unconsidered trifles. You can see this little window of the shop, the door next to it. I think you're all familiar with this location, you know the front door, you know the back door.
Mm-hmm. The door down to the cellar.
The door down to the cellar. Bent to the side alley where you almost got murdered by ghouls. It's bringing back fond memories.
Yeah. I suppose we go up and knock and let him know we're here.
The shop's open.
Oh, right. So we go in the shop door.
I swing the door open. I twirl. I take my cape and I bow. Abner, my good boy. How are you, my friend?
You see Abner in his chair behind the counter. This rather large gentleman with this heavy odor of cologne wafting off him. And he looks at the three of you in the doorway. He goes, I must be dreaming. You're here in daylight hours when the shop is open. What madness has undertaken this? What has befallen London that you're here not in the middle of the night getting me out of bed?
So we got confused. The time changes.
Very strong. Abner, is there anyone else here by any chance?
There are no other customers in the shop.
We need to talk about the stolen mirror thing.
The stolen mirror thing.
Yep.
He rifles around and pulls out the morning paper.
I thought you were going to pull out the mirror.
No, he goes, so anything to do with this, or is it a different stolen item?
No, exactly that one.
That'd be the one, yes.
What is it you wish to know about this theft?
Maximilian, John, you handle it because you were talking with that lady and I left because of the seance talk.
We were just wondering if you had any background information on the artifact itself.
I do not know. I mean, I wasn't aware until you came in now that it was in fact a mirror that had been stolen. I don't traffic in stolen goods. I am a reputable antiques dealer.
I mean, it would fall under antiques. And the last thing that got lost that we looked for ended up in your hands. So
You can
will,
see where
know,
I
have to
only
forgive us for-
occasionally traffic in stolen goods. And I have not trafficked in this particular stolen good. You say it was a mirror. An Egyptian mirror. Like a stone mirror of some sort, I presume?
Yep.
Not actually very good if you want to see. Not very effective for actually seeing one's reflection. Of use for other rituals. It is of the kind I'm thinking. The last stone mirror that came through this shop was decades ago, so.
That's positively boring. Anyway, sorry, I'm not feeling quite myself. Abner, my best friend. The point that I'm trying to articulate and I'm struggling with is this creepy lady showed up at the Esoteric Society, which happens a lot. You're never old and rich, always not old. Or anyway, she was talking about this stupid thing, kept showing up in her dreams, and she was seeing this many-faced man with dark eyes and blah blah blah. Like, it was somewhat interesting. She started talking about seances. You know how I feel about those. Could you point us in the right direction?
For the creepy lady?
No, I'm not. If I wanted a creepy lady, this is Abner.
I am not
Abner?
entirely sure what you're asking me here.
I need you to use that big, beautiful brain of yours to help us figure out who stole this stupid mirror. Also, I am 1/3 of the way away from getting out of my curse. Just thought you'd like to know.
Oh, congratulations.
Why, thank you. One day we'll have to talk about it.
Yes.
You can buy me dinner. Point is, how many cults are in this awful city?
Define cult?
Abner, I give him the you know exactly what I mean look.
Oh.
More cultish than the London Esoteric Society.
Oh, very few then.
And that's good. That's good news. Right?
Are we a cult? We're not a cult. No, that's not.
No,
how-
we're esoteric.
Yeah, exactly.
Look,
Abner?
There are many gentlemen's clubs and little gatherings who think themselves great masters of the occult.
Yeah, Maximilian works at one of them. He's a pimp. But like an actual like cult.
You know, people meeting in back rooms to whisper words and read Latin at each other without really knowing what they're doing. Are we
those
counting
are
those as
lawyers.
cults?
You
No,
don't do
those
that.
are attorneys. Like, come on, Abner, don't play coy.
No, I am generally seeking to understand what it is you're asking me here.
Can I do a psychology check? Because he is not convinced.
Yeah.
And while Ignatius is talking, I just kind of like side switch to Max. Like, you guys don't do that, do you? At the Pacific Club?
That failed.
I don't do what? I'm sorry, I'm missed that.
No, it's talking secretly in back rooms about things. Read in Latin.
I think we talk fairly openly with each other. Unless it's about books or items that need to be destroyed or anything else that could make people mad, or
The heroic work that we do.
fairly open some of the time.
Okay, not a cult. Ish.
There are, I would suspect, very few organized groups that truly understand what it is they're doing and what it is they're contacting. There are some. There still are those down by the docks with involvement with the waters that goes beyond the few words, and There are little pockets here and there of those who prefer to honor different and more active gods.
Very good.
But-
That's helpful. Abner, I have a new idea of how to
Yes?
ask you this question. If, hypothetically, somebody asked you who stole this mirror, and it was a cult, like a cult, and they were here in this city, and you had to give it your best guess, who would your best guesses be?
This mirror, I am assuming this is like... If it's anything like the stone mirror I sold previously, I would assume that it has been bought by some meddling academic or hobbyist occultist, the kind of person who hangs around seances and spends too much on black drapery. Those are the sort of people who buy this sort of thing. Those who truly have power would either steal it for themselves or have no use of such crutches and tools. I suspect you're dealing with an amateur here.
Okay. Could I ask you, but if, let's just say, I appreciate everything you just told me, but let's say that it was a cult that you actually know of. Best guess.
That was my best guess.
Oh, you are obtuse, and I love you, Abner.
You are seeking an answer that does not exist. There is no grand conspiracy gathering their hundreds in cloaks beneath the city to scheme your downfall.
Oh God, no! You don't need to scheme my downfall.
But there are
make me
hundreds
sober.
smaller gatherings of people who think they are a cult or think they are a society of some sort. They keep little men who think they have power.
Abner, I extend my hand and say I thank you for your time, as always, my friend.
Yes, if it's anything like the last one. Yes. I suspect you'll find them when the bodies start dropping. These things tend to leave a trail.
Find them when the bodies start. Very good. If you hear anything, would you give us a ring?
Maybe.
Would you please give us a ring?
Depends what it is I hear. I'm not making any promises.
Abner,
That's fair enough.
I'm your best friend. You're supposed to.
No, you are not.
Abner, don't. Such thinly veiled lies do not serve anyone. You're a good man. And then I go.
No, I am not.
You're absolutely horrible. To the museum, and I just take off running towards the museum.
Okay. He takes off running. John and Maximilian. He's legged it out the door. What do the two of you wish to do?
Well,
I'll stay.
It's deep sigh as we watch him go. I think.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Abner, if you would need to guess on which of the let's call it occult entities in this city,
I do not have enough information to go on, as I neither possessed this mirror, nor have had anyone try to buy it off me. I assume that whoever has it is the person who either stole it or asked someone to steal it. And it was not me.
Okay, well, we thought it was worth a try.
No, it's... Even if I were to acquire stolen artifacts, I don't sell stolen artifacts.
I see. Well, thank you anyway.
I have no desire for that manner of attention.
Well,
I wish you the best of luck on your hunt, though.
thank you. I will probably need it. We don't have that many leads currently. So, if something, comes across your eyes or your ears, we'd appreciate you ringing out.
As I said, depending on what it is, I might.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. In
Good
any
day,
case,
and
thank you for your time.
for calling in daylight hours when the shop is open.
We'll
It is much appreciated.
We will try to keep it to daylight hours.
Yes.
Though we might forget in between.
I mean, old habits aren't hard to kick.
Yes.
A keeper. While we had a chance to be there in the shop with him in fairly close proximity, have I been able to smell anything through the layers of cologne and anything? I mean, after having talked with Mortimer about the snake people, maybe
give me a spot hidden. I'm going to have to make the smell a skill. Because it's now a critical part of any investigation. Is step 1, sniff everyone.
There you go.
He does not smell of snakes. However, you get the layers to his scent. You get this very strong cologne, underneath which you get this molded smell, it's like damp, and underneath that, rot, decay, and this essentially rotting meat.
Okay.
Nothing. And rotting meat.
Nothing reminiscent of any of the incidents we've been in so far.
He smells a little like his servants that you met in the alley outside.
Okay. All right, I was just hoping.
Always good to sniff people. Alright. So back at the museum, Mortimer and D'Angelo have gone along to the common room where you see it's a gathering of academics and sort of museum staff. Seem to be clustered round in one corner. You see this teacups in hand. There's an empty plate with some biscuit crumbs in the centre. And a lot of intense conversation. Now, I'm sure, if anything, it was Lord Whimsy. I bet he stole it. Like, you should see his Egyptian collection in his library. Like, excessive. He's got stuff from Mummy, just bits locked off in no good order either. Not even catalogued properly. Neville turns when he sees the two of you. Davenport, Williams.
Pleasure to meet you again. Sorry to hear about the theft. I mean, news at the moment.
Yes, terrible.
Yeah. I believe you've met Agatha?
Agatha?
She was the young lady who was convinced an item was cursed in the collection.
The mad psychic.
Yeah, she's certainly a mad psychic. She was approached the London Esoteric Society because she was convinced this item will bring the doom of the city and the world and all that sort of thing. And we were just hoping to help investigate the actual theft itself and perhaps return it to the museum.
Well, if you have any information, as we've said in the paper, we are eager for any clues to go on. All we know is that whoever did this clearly knew their way around the museum, knew their way around a locked door, and a hammer.
Yeah, it's curious that the mirror and bracelet were stolen. Which would you think would be most valuable? Because I'm not an expert on Egypt.
Probably on the general market, the bracelet. I mean, both they were really quite both valuable and unusual items. I think the best of Howard finds. I'm being honest. Like
do you have any ideas? Had anyone actually inquired to purchase it before it went on display that you know of?
Let's see. I've only got the list of people who tried to buy. Here we go. 13 people.
Quite a list.
The police are chasing up on all of them currently. We've whipped around, tried to get hold of all the names. Yes, we had 6 before the exhibit had opened, and a further 7 who kept inquiring after the museum exhibit was already open. Oh, how much for that one? In which we insisted No, it's not for sale.
Who do you think stole it?
If I knew, the police would already be there.
Exactly, I'm sorry.
Like, we don't,
Well, if
we're
we
really
hear
dead ends on this one.
if we
We
hear
don't know
anything,
the right kind of criminals and people.
bit of a strange thing to steal, but Egyptian stuff is all the
Oh,
market.
no. Like, I mean, have you been to Egypt?
Briefly, some time ago.
This stuff fetches a pretty price.
It does.
Like, I swear half the cases coming out of Cairo and are stuffed full of smuggled goods, people trying to get past Egyptian customs and our own eagle eyes. No, there's a massive market for stolen Egyptian items. I'm surprised we haven't had a theft of this scale from the museum before.
How about you, Mr. Williams? Do you have any ideas on this?
I know of some people who are gold enthusiasts, but unfortunately, without knowing more about either the artifact itself or the conditions present when it was taken, it's a bit like asking me to find a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, I know the bracelet was from the 6th dynasty.
Yes, that's our
Much as I
best status of it. I mean, I can show you around the gallery. Not
Actually,
that much to see, but I can
that
have a
might,
look.
yeah, just in case we spot something the police missed.
Yes, they've been over it with the fine tooth comb. They even tried. Have you heard of this modern continental science? They dust items and see, and they can like get the image of your fingers off glass, supposedly.
Sounds interesting. Looks like I'm wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Keeper, while Dr. Mortimer was asking his questions, did anyone amongst the people here look particularly nervous or uncomfortable, maybe fidgeting?
Make me a psychology roll, please. Let's see if you can manage to read these people. So,
I am very good.
As this conversation is going on, you're scanning the crowd. I mean, there's probably like half a dozen people there, and most of them are obviously eavesdropping in on what Mortimer and Neville are talking about. You do see one quite nervous-looking young gentleman who keeps taking sort of sips of his tea. His cup's obviously empty at this point. He's sort of just trying to like do something with his hands because the way he keeps glancing at Lloyd Price and Davenport, he's clearly nervous. He's unsettled about something.
Excuse me, I don't mean to distract you, but I'm looking for a few more bits of knowledge from Egypt to add to my upcoming novel. Would you mind showing me around? I don't want to distract Mr. Davenport and his companion with my questions.
Me, sir?
Of course.
Oh, you do kind of look behind him and beside him in the hope that someone will suddenly appear to take his place, but they do not. Of course, sets down his teacup. This way. I'm Gavigan, by the way. I'm a student here. Student assistant.
Nice to meet you. It is always a good opportunity to work with the future of any particular field.
Yeah, well, this he leads you past the unlocked door with the closed sign into the Egyptian gallery and this exhibit hall which you were in yesterday. No, you weren't here yesterday.
What not?
You were not. This is your first sight of this open exhibit hall with items arranged around the outside. There are mummy cases, there are stone statues, there are canopic jars, all the usual and expected Egyptian artifacts, and in the centre there is a wooden display case with broken glass on the top. Someone has swept up the shards of broken glass from the floor. You can still see this empty display case with broken glass lid at the centre of the wall.
Dreadful work.
Yeah, here's the case. Down the end and down the staircase is a service door that was unlocked. Someone picked the lock for it, we think. That's what police think, at least. They came in through there, must have snuck past any night watch guard and smashed the case and legged it. Can't have been in here more than a couple of minutes.
All right. I'm going to look around a bit. Do you mind joining me? I'd like to know a little bit more about the errors on display here.
Yes. Well, this here is an example of a mummified cat. No, hang on, there's no cats. A mummified snake. Yes, the one striking thing about this exhibit is there's absolutely no cats in it. There's not depicted in the artifact. No mummified cats. 0 cats.
While he's leading a
snakes.
D'Angelo, around, D'Angelo wants to do 2 things. One, he wants to see if he can understand a bit more about the objects themselves, to see if there's any kind of occult theme, being here. Is it like reincarnation, whatever? And he also wants to know if this person tries to lead him away from anything in particular, trying to stop him from seeing something specific.
Okay, give me an occult and I guess a psychology roll again. I'm trying to read this person.
Awesome.
Read Gavigan rather than read the museum.
I haven't rolled any worse than a hard success this entire game. This is wonderful.
D'Angelo has
Greatest game
emerged
ever.
from madness as like a savant. There's not really an occult theme. There is, I'd say if anything, the theme is definitely serpentine in nature. It's definitely some of the artifacts seem to have some connection with worship involving snakes, or at least depictions of snakes and snake-like entities. There are clear gaps in the collection where you would expect, like, there's clearly some pieces and some depictions missing. This is not a full catalogue of all the items, you don't think? These are just a subsection of perhaps a greater whole. But it doesn't seem to be particularly occult in nature or theming. This is an Egyptian antiquities collection. But the 2 key pieces are missing, so you don't... At the moment, you don't know what they are exactly, only based on the descriptions the others have given. Gavigan doesn't seem to be avoiding anything. He mostly seems to be just unsettled and nervous by his presence here and by your attention. Like, he seems nervous.
I admit my knowledge of ancient Egypt is a bit limited, unfortunately. However, it is odd that there are no cats on display. I was under the impression the Egyptians placed great emphasis on them.
Apparently that was scrolled in Phillips's will that none of the items depicting cats were to be shipped out of Egypt. You heard how he died, did you?
I had not.
He was found in his room having been mauled to death by a desert lion.
In his room?
Yes, it's believed it got in through the window. The window was open and the bite marks apparently were consistent with a lion. They didn't find the lion.
That is quite unfortunate for him. Truly unusual.
Yeah, so maybe the cats were upset about not being included.
Well, either way, I thank you for your time. I think you've given me quite a bit of information to look over, and I don't want to keep you from your work for too long. If you ever need anything of me, feel free to reach out.
Yes, sir. Of course. As I said, I'm just a student visiting here. I don't work here.
Sure, there's always an opportunity to learn. After all, every day
in the
we learn
field,
more.
Yeah. When I have enough funds of my own, I'd quite like to take a trip out to Egypt and start building my own collections and knowledge, but not yet.
Well, and perhaps this day will end up being a incredibly beneficial one for myself when you are of note and important.
Hopefully. But we should probably be getting back.
Well, Keeper, during our little walk around, did I see anything that looked like it was particularly worth anything? You know, anything obviously expensive? You know, there were no diamonds in the middle of anything.
Give me a spot hidden. You didn't see any diamonds in the middle of anything there. Most of what was here appeared to be lumps of statues and bits of pottery and old dead people. There was not really much in the way of jewellery or glittering golden items. But yeah, Mortimer, was there anything you wanted to do whilst D'Angelo and Gavigan were off looking at the exhibit?
He was just hoping to have a look around the exhibit briefly with Neville to have a look at how the thief got in and see if there's any additional clues he can pick up that the police may have missed. Just basically have a look at the scene of the crime, and it's unlikely after everything's been swept up, but you never know.
But yeah, you'd probably get there then as D'Angelo and Gavigan are finishing their walk-around examination. And yeah, Neville will turn to D'Angelo and go, "Oh, you should have said if you wanted to show him around. I could have given you the tour myself."
I did not want to interrupt a reunion between old friends.
Oh.
I always like to learn from people of the younger generation.
Yeah, no. Gavigan here's been doing a good job. He's down from Oxford. Good chap. He's got the makings of a fine historian in him.
I spent some time in Oxford actually at the college. Well, had some interesting lectures, I believe we went to.
Oh, yeah, I'm a Cambridge man myself, so I can't say too much about that.
Yeah, it's probably
the other side.
Yes.
The enemy.
I was just wondering whether I could spot anything that the police had missed. It's very unlikely, but
be my guest. Yeah, we're coming up all not loose ends, dead ends with this.
Yes. Can I do just a straightforward spot hidden? And
Yeah, see if you can spot anything that's there.
hard success.
I mean,
It's been swept up.
It's been swept up. You could tell this place has been clean. You could see strange specklings of like chalky powder around the broken glass of the case.
The fingerprint and stuff they were doing, yeah.
Yes. Giving us a thorough examination of the room, like Neville will point out the door where they came in, and you could see scratch marks around. I mean, you've worked with people that can pick locks before, like someone picked this lock from the outside.
It looked like somebody knew what they were doing. It was like done. It wasn't like a mess, but it
doesn't look like a massive mess.
So it's very likely someone.
Yeah, it looks like someone picked the lock, broke the glass.
It could be a professional thief that was hired to do a job by someone. That's just what it looks like.
Potentially. But it seems quite a tidy job. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm
not
looking
much
for.
lateral.
Well, Neville, it does seem it looks like a professional theft.
Yeah, whoever they were, they knew their way in and out fast.
Yeah, that's strange. But it looks like they came in just for those pieces and left with
Well, they
them.
were the two most valuable pieces in the collection.
True, but... I'm going to try and look into, see if we can find any information about the pieces. But,
Well, I can give you our photographs of them if that's of any help.
oh, photographs, I forgot about
Oh,
that.
yeah, we photograph all the artifacts before we put them on display.
Oh,
Would that be helpful?
oh, definitely, we can have a good look at it. Anyone interested in...
I've only got. I gave my other copies to the police, so these are my last copies. So if you could give them back when you're done, that would be wonderful.
Oh, definitely, we'll make sure of that.
Yeah, no, photography. It's been a game changer. They used to have to sit there and detailedly sketch everything that came in.
Some Dr. Peterson
We
was...
do have sketches as well. So they show up the inscriptions a bit more in
Yeah,
detail.
it's the inscriptions I'm interested in to see if I can find any information in any of the... Because the Society's got quite a collection on Egyptian artifacts.
Well, yeah, any information we welcome. So yes, sketches, photographs. Sure, what else is of any use?
No, but I think this will give us a good start, give us a good look at what we're after. And we'll see what we can do. If we find anything, we'll let you know.
Wonderful, wonderful. What happened to that little cat thing in the end that Johnson was bringing me?
Ah, yes, the rumours was...
Did you keep it?
No. It seemed a bad idea. I think the rumours were it was cursed, so we sent it back to...
You don't believe in curses, do you?
You didn't want to keep it.
I didn't want to keep it, but...
We just sent it back to Howard Phillips.
Ah. Oh, maybe it'll turn up back here again in the end.
You never know. I was just confused there wasn't that many cat things in this exhibition, but...
No, it seems Phillips didn't send him over. Poor chap. I mean, we had our arguments, but that's a horrible way to go.
Yeah, definitely. But,
And on the third floor, too.
that does seem rather strange.
I mean, I didn't know lions could climb, but... Well,
Anyway, I don't
any
know.
help you can give would be much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for your time.
And, yeah, as you are ushered out, Ignatius, you arrive at the museum as this preliminary visit is drawing to a close. John and Maximilian, I believe, are some distance behind, having not raced off at top speed.
Well, I'll go to the scene of the crime.
So are you waiting until Mortimer and D'Angelo are around?
Nope.
No, you're just trying to charge into the museum.
I'm just, well, not literally charging, but
Sorry,
I just
sir. This wing is closed. Police investigation.
I am going to lie to this man. I am going to tell him. My apologies, good sir. Hello. Yes, I am a supplemental investigator hired to, do some work, do some investigating on the scene. What type of role would you like for that?
That's a fast talk roll. That is a fast talk roll. How many words per minute can we get in?
Success.
Oh yeah. Through there on the left.
Thank you. Would you happen to have kind of embarrassing pencil and paper for notes?
Oh,
I got the call, that's why I'm so
sir.
late. Thank you so very much. All right. I am going to go and I am just gonna look around and see if I see anything that sticks
Yeah.
out.
So as you enter through one door, you see the other door is just closing on the other side as Mortimer and D'Angelo and Neville and Gavigan leave.
Very good. So I recognize it's them. I don't say anything. Bless you.
You probably see just the back of like D'Angelo's head as they're walking away. It's like just as the door was closing behind them.
Yeah, very good. Can I do a spot hidden check?
I mean,
or look
you
for
can
anything?
give me a spot hidden check. Don't
I would.
really see anything of.
I'm gonna spend the luck to make it a success. I think I need to spend 6 points.
I mean, in which case you see essentially the same thing that Mortimer and D'Angelo saw. You see the broken case, the fingerprint dust, the fact that the side door at the bottom of the steps had its lock picked, and that the central glass case is empty with just two little bits of card describing the 6th Dynasty bracelet retrieved from the burial site of a priestess and a polished stone mirror believed to have ritual purposes.
Okay. I'll write all that down. Oh dear. I was hoping I could kind of like talking to myself. Let's see here. Do I see anybody else in the vicinity to talk to?
Currently, you saw people exiting through one door. This wing is currently closed. There is currently.
So it's just me. Okay.
It's currently just you. You can go hunting for some people in the museum if you want to look for some staff to talk to, or. What kind of person are you trying to talk to here?
I'd probably pivot. I'd probably go to where the lock was picked. I'd probably study that specifically. And other than that, like I'm looking for sign of magic. Like, did they use a spell to get here and then pick the lock after the fact to try to cover their tracks type of deal?
As far as I mean, the walls aren't oozing blood. Nothing smells of sulfur. And there are no other signs that no one is screaming in madness. There's no strange mist.
Yet.
So as far as you can tell, there are no signs of magic that you can see.
All right, I'm gonna loiter around for half an hour, wait to see if anybody comes up to me. But then that would be enough time to not be weird that to pop in and pop out because of the lie that I told the officer. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so you loiter around for a short while, and then about 10 minutes into your loitering, you hear someone approaching and the door open. You see a young man with brown hair and a notebook and a nervous demeanor.
Hello?
Oh, I didn't know there was anyone in here.
Me.
Didn't see you there.
Very good.
I'm just, he pulls out a tape measure out of his pocket. The police said he forgot to measure one of the cases. I've just,
Very good. Who are you?
Double check some measurements.
Very good. Very good. It's nice to meet you. I'm an outside consultant. You can think of me as like just outside consultant. Do you work here? What's your name?
Gavigan. I'm a student down from Oxford.
Oxford? Oh.
Yes.
Nothing.
Is there anything I can help you
Proceed with your measuring.
Oh yeah. He starts measuring the case that was broken.
Do you need help?
Oh yeah, could you hold the other end of that tape measure, please?
Yes, I will help him. You said Gaffigan? Galligan?
Gavigan. Edward.
Sure. So what do you study?
History, with some overlap. History and the classics, mostly history.
And classics, very good, very good. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, if you don't mind.
Yes, go ahead, but I'm not top of my class. Nothing too difficult.
What? No, you don't want to be a top of your class. Those people are idiots. They do horrible in real life. What do you? Oh God. So how old does he look like to me?
Probably about 20 at the most.
Okay, he's a fetus. Gotcha. So, can you tell me anything about what was stolen?
Yeah. Gold bracelet, snakes on it, and very shiny, polished, like dark stone mirror with hieroglyphs around the outside.
Do these things that
We had
have like
photographs, but some gentlemen just took them.
absolutely? Just humor me. These are strange questions, but it's a strange situation, right? What value, aside from monetary value, what value would this have to like a collector? Like, do people?
Oh, I mean, they're historically very significant. Like the mirror is one of a rare case of what we think is a ritual focus used
Seances.
for ceremonies.
Okay, I got you. So there's
Like
some
religious
people who believe in
ceremonies.
weird stuff. Okay.
No, as in the Egyptians themselves used it as part of ceremonies to honor their gods, and we believe that it was retrieved from the same grave as the snake bracelet, which we think was just signified potentially a priest or a priestess of a cult dedicated to.
And do you
snakes.
think that do you think that somebody who might believe in that stuff now would want this, or somebody who collects that stuff, who finds the occult? Never really heard the word before.
Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't know about that sort of thing.
You are so useful. Is there anything that I've asked that you think I should know? Or that I haven't asked that you think I should know?
No, not that I can think of, no.
All right, Edward Gallifoof, I will see you later. Thank you for your time.
Okay, and as you head off, and as John and Maximilian catch up at the museum, as everyone has now, unless you want to do your own private examinations of the crime scene. No?
You're muted, John.
Thanks. Is it still daytime by the time we get there?
It's still daytime, yeah. It's about lunchtime.
Well, Maximilian, what do you think? Should we go in?
I'm not sure what we can get when the others have already been here, but the police is still running around and making chaos.
There's a couple of police officers looking around, standing places.
And we've seen no trace of the others.
At this time, by the time you arrive, Mortimer and D'Angelo are being sort of shown out the front door by Neville. And this probably has some overlap with what Ignatius is helping Gavigan measure a case. So we'll catch up in just a moment, probably.
Okay. So do we run into Mortimer and Henry and D'Angelo? Okay, great. So, sorry to have gotten here a bit late. We didn't have much luck with Mr. Wick.
No luck at all, or?
No, he was a little evasive, but doesn't seem to have any information about it.
I suspect if the items had any real value and he ended up with them, he'd probably want to keep hold of them.
Yeah, I mean, he as much as said that he might not tell us about it if he found out something.
At least he's honest about that. We found out some information about the missing pieces, but it's probably best to discuss at the society. Then we can go over our findings and see what we can find out.
Has anyone seen Ignatius? He kind of bolted out surreptitiously.
I've not seen him. Did he come here, or?
He said he was headed this way.
He could have got lost. I'm not sure how good he is in navigating around London.
Oh, yeah, the people who had the photographs, they went that way, sir, by the way. Thank you for the help with the tape measure.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna briefly chat with the officer who gave me his stuff. I'm just gonna say thank you. Do you mind if I keep the pencil? Thank you. And I just leave. And before I can respond, I leave. I'm a master of these situations.
Where's my only pencil?
It's okay. It's okay. I just stroll on out, going, well, that didn't find. This is embarrassing. I didn't find a damn blood. Oh my God, John! I almost walked into you.
Well, I am hard to miss. Or easy to miss.
Yeah, as
Whatever.
you are now convened together, is the plan to return to the society, or do you have other lines of inquiry to pursue?
There is another person we could speak to. A item importer and exporter, I know, but from what I understand, he isn't exactly the most pleasant person to talk with.
Oh, perfect for Ignatius to talk to.
Yeah, I actually do very well with those people. That's sort of what, that's, yeah. Let's just
I
do
want
that.
to go over what we found in the library, see if we can find any more information about the items that were stolen. Maybe try to do a translation of the hieroglyphics or something along those lines. But we could try 2 routes. Someone could always visit that person and see what comes up that way whilst we're doing the research.
Okay, so we're trying to split the group again, and we'll pick up with those group splits after the break, because I need some more water. Talk anymore. I'll see you in 10 minutes' time. And we are back. So, following their independent investigations at Abnerwick's shop and the British Museum, I believe there was some talk of returning to the society. Did you want to do that first, or are you splitting to go visit Mr. Whittaker on the way back to the society, or are you leaving that for later?
I think the plan might have been to split us up. I think I wanted to go back to the society to start that thing as soon as possible, but it's probably worth just splitting routes. There's only so much you can achieve. So we can cover more ground if we split up. But see what everyone wants to do.
Well, I'll go back to the library at the society with you if you like. Might be more use there.
I'll help. I'm great in the library, right, John?
Yeah. Yes, Ignatius, you are wonderful in the library.
Of course I am. It's always good when I am in a library. Nothing bad could ever happen.
Nothing bad whatsoever.
Ever. Yes, everything is fine.
Okay, so the 3 of you are going back to do very safe library investigation. You've got Ignatius standing there with the bars at the ready.
Well,
You got the fire
Mr.
bucket.
Johnson, do you wish to join me?
Yeah. Well, I'll join. Would make sure that nobody's alone anywhere.
Okay, and so you're planning to go and see the mysterious Mr. Whittaker?
That's correct.
So, would D'Angelo have visited him before? Like, is D'Angelo how law-abiding is D'Angelo in his dealings with investigating the occult?
He is very, very law-abiding. He's probably heard of this person before, but he would not have sought this person out ordinarily.
Okay, so we'll pick up with D'Angelo and Maximilian in a moment. But first of all, the most dangerous part of all this, the library research. So you have photographs of these artifacts, and you have drawings of them. And you could see from the photographs and the drawing, I mean, 2 or 3 of you did see these artifacts and spent some time looking at the golden snake bangle, which is, well, it's not really a bangle, it sort of winds around, it's set with, I believe I said...
Sort of like a talk.
Yeah, it's a bit like a talk. It was set with, it was black and white, it was decorated like a cobra. It's sort of cobra-like in design, decorated with black and white.
Very unusual.
Stones looked very ornate and made quite a lot of heavy solid gold inlaid. Even without its historical significance, it's just worth a lot from the sheer weight of the gold involved. It's valuable.
Is that the stupid seance? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, yeah. And the other item is this stone disc about this large with a ring of hieroglyphs put into the outside and a polished section in the middle. The sketch design notes this polished section in the middle and calls it a mirror, even though it wouldn't really be that reflective. There's a few sort of scribbled notes accompanying this. And yes, the hieroglyphs from the outside, partially translated.
Oh, partially translated. What do I say?
Yeah.
As in translated to the best of the museum's ability. This came from a museum. Like,
What is their translation that they provided?
their suggestion, because they don't have exact translation for some of the symbols. Some of this is guesswork. The study of the field of hieroglyphs is a constantly growing and changing field as new knowledge becomes available. But it seems to say something along the lines of, "Let me be a door to dream."
John? Mortimer? Well, I was talking with some kid named Edward from Oxford, and I helped him do measurements or whatever. He was talking about how, like, these bracelets, they were used in seances and all that stuff, right? Historically important, shiny, polished, dark stone mirror, that people would like them for not just their worth, but collection, and maybe, if they believed in it and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate seances.
We gathered.
Yeah, like, with all of... I hate seances more than I love capes. So, what I'm getting at is, just for the record, if we have to do any seance type stuff, like for this or other stuff, I don't really want to.
We'll give you a pass.
Yeah, unless like chicanery and churlishness would be useful, in which case I would help. But yeah, that's what I so like you I'm great in the library. So if you need any help or want me to do something, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit here quietly. I don't really feel up to meeting an angry old book seance dealer guy. So that's why I'm here. I don't really feel myself today.
Okay, fair enough. Just relax for a bit, away from the fire and the books.
Why would you say that, John? I love the fire and the books.
But not at the same time. It's fine.
I don't know why that would be a thing that you would say, John.
It was just purely coincidental, I'm sure.
I don't trust you. I sit very far from the fire with my arms crossed, and I don't look happy about it. You're muted. Mortimer.
Yeah, just realised that. Keeper, can I do a psychology roll on the pair of them to see if they're up to something? What they're trying to hide?
Yes, you can.
Very suspicious.
You look as they're having this very cagey conversation.
I know nothing.
You know nothing. You don't know what it is that they're...
There's something.
They're clearly up to something, but you don't know to what depth their deception and malevolent plans go.
Malevolence. More like maladjusted confidence.
More towards paranoid at the moment. Could I try and translate the rest of the Egyptian writing?
Yes, give me a hieroglyphs roll.
I can. Strangely enough, my Narkle is better than my Egyptian. How the hell did I do that?
That is a success!
Wow.
6 in the skill.
So yes, there is a continuation of the inscription from "Let me be a door to dream" or something along those lines. It's not exactly a word for word. It's it could also be translated as "this is a door to dream" or "let there be a door to dream." Like the tense and like all that is very uncertain. It's definitely something about a door to dream, and then it starts the next part of the inscription, which seems to be something about an opening, but it stops. It's incomplete.
Like a gateway sort of thing.
Yes, you get there seems to be a symbol representing an opening, but
Or a door.
But yes, but the inscription, you feel like there should be more to this inscription. That symbol seems to stand on its own. It looks like there should be more to this inscription.
That's strange.
It sort of spirals around the outside. It's heading in towards this central polished section of the mirror, and it just
Gets too small for me to read, more or less.
No, it doesn't get too small. It just ends there. Like the end of this inscription doesn't seem to be there.
Oh, that's weird. The rest of this inscription seems to be missing. There's some reference. It starts to talk about like a gate or a door or something like that to dream, but the inscription ends, and it shouldn't. It just seems incomplete. But certainly we've got more information now than we had before. I wonder if there's anything in these books about this sort of stuff in Egypt. I mean, there's certainly a lot of books in this library to do with Egypt and Egyptology. I'm wondering if we can find anything on this sort of mirror. The chance.
You can certainly have a look. Bear in mind that this mirror was supposedly recovered this year from Egypt. So it's not an artifact that there is known and existing like records about.
I was wondering if there's anything they found similar to it before. Right. There was a reference to stone mirrors and things like that. I'm just wondering if there's some sort of reference to something similar in the past.
Give me a library use roll.
Just Mortimer or both of us?
Whoever's looking around the library and trying to find information on it. This one will go on. Go. Okay. John this week is back to proper form. He's able to correctly navigate the library. So looking around, I said there's lots of descriptions. There's lots of Egyptian-related stuff in this library. There is a written description of a stone mirror presumably used for ceremonies. That's described in one of these books, but the item they describe is much bigger than this, and almost more like a basin that you put water in. This seems smaller. Doesn't seem to quite match up with the existing description of this sort of item. The description itself, let's see, extreme success. The description itself doesn't match up with anything mentioned in the books. However, John, you find a mention of an item mentioned in one of the books of the library, talking about various Egyptian artifacts in a collection in Oxford. And it talks about a silver disc this large with an incomplete hieroglyphic inscription on it, untranslated.
Okay, does it have a copy of the hieroglyphics that we can match against what's on the...
It includes a pen and ink drawing in this book of the hieroglyphs, yes. And the translation noted below seems to say that this translation makes no sense. Because this doesn't seem complete potentially. It describes something about a door and her presence.
Okay.
But on its own, that seems to be not really enough just to say what it's talking about. The book speculates that it could be connected with an Egyptian goddess such as Bast or Isis or one of many other Egyptian goddesses worshipped. It was said to be, the silver disc was said to be found in the sands in the south of Egypt.
Okay. Would I have remembered working with that particular collection? I mean, it wasn't the last one that came in.
This description predates your time at Oxford by
Okay.
some time. This seems to have been described in the collection some 60 odd years ago.
Okay.
It's been there for a while.
All right. Mortimer, have you come up with anything? I found something that might be of some interest. Yeah.
It's not a great deal, to be fair, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Because I found a note. It's about a book that's in one of the collections back in
No,
Oxford.
it's not a book that's in the collection. It's the item was in the collection.
Oh, there was an item. So,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
It was a small silver disc about this large with an incomplete inscription on it. That was the item that was in the collection in Oxford.
Okay. We'll go with that description.
It looks like they're two pieces of the same thing, potentially. So it looks like someone tied in with Oxford perhaps may have tried to get hold of this to complete their collection.
Ignatius, didn't you say that was that young gentleman from Oxford?
Yep. Edward Gaffigan or Galligan. I have it written down. My notes.
Do you remember, did he mention what he was studying?
Yeah. He was studying history and classics. What he said. Seemed to be a bit of a moron, to be honest. That's why I was suspicious of him.
I'm trying to remember what the subjects the Miss Smith's young friend was studying. I believe he was a
Classics.
classics, yes.
Yep.
You might know the student in question, but there's also the matter of that strange secret society in Oxford as well,
Uh-huh.
and the subjects they were involved with.
That leads me to another question, Mortimer. Mr. Reeves. I'm just talking out loud. Okay, don't get mad at me, right? We're thinking men. We just have ideas, and sometimes we just float them. What
That
if
is how it's supposed to work.
How about we take a day or two, maybe 3, and teach me a bunch of magic spells?
Oh, what?
What? Huh?
Perhaps at a later date.
I kind of feel like I need them now. I only have the one spell. It's the one that makes people go up. And that's all great and good, but sometimes makes situations worse. And I am 1/3 of the way towards being saved, right? And I would like to be able to complete the remaining 2/3. And I feel naked and weak.
Well,
I'm often naked, but I don't want to feel weak.
I will be more than happy to teach you all the spells I know right now.
You don't know any spells.
Well, that's why it would be right now.
John?
Yes?
I put up with your sass today. It's wearing thin.
Yeah, none of the spells I know are useful, unfortunately.
I want a psychology check that, because that feels like just the biggest lie I've ever
Give
heard.
me a psychology check. I mean,
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
It's hard to be sure of. I mean, who knows? Might just all be book magic.
Book magic. He doesn't get paper cuts. You know, I feel
That could be horrible. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
I don't want to tempt the fates. I want to let you know that you both let me down right now, and you've made me sad.
Really? I'm sorry, sir.
You're not. Here, just hand me a couple books, and I'll try to match the stupid pictures, the stupid other pictures.
Perhaps we should chat to some young student and find out who he was working for then.
Let's go beat the shit out of him. I'm in a bad mood.
Right.
There is that.
Ignatius, what did you say you were doing with the books and the pictures again?
So I know what a hieroglyphic is, right? Like just the general concept, I would
Yes.
presume.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a picture, right? Like the hieroglyphic to Ignatius is a picture. So
Yes.
he's trying to like very crudely match them to translate them, right? You know, so he's like, so that looks like that, so that means that. Kind of almost like a child doing a puzzle game.
Okay, so you're trying to translate. So which pictures is it that you're looking at here?
Probably the I would say the one on the bracelets, maybe.
The bracelet does not have hieroglyphs.
Have the
No,
picture.
the hieroglyphs are on the photograph of the
Graphs.
stone disc that was stolen from the museum,
Sure.
and the
I would
drawing
do
of the
it.
silver disc that John found in the mention.
Whichever one they're not working on, because I presume they're working on it together. It wouldn't make any difference to Ignatius.
And you have partial translations of both of these.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
He's doing it anyway.
Okay. So, which one are you looking at?
I will say the mirror.
It seems to be something about this is a daughter dream, or make a daughter dream, or let there be a daughter dream, and then a start of another. It's spiraling in from the outside towards the center, and it just stops. So the next thing is something about opening, and then there's no more inscription. The end of the inscription is missing.
I'd move on to the next thing that I can work on. Like, I would just keep going through it until there's nothing done. He doesn't think this is going to be particularly useful. He's just trying to do something.
And the silver disc has a partial inscription. It seems to be something about a door and her presence. But it doesn't make, it seems incomplete. It seems like there's a bit at the beginning missing.
Okay, so after doing that and getting nowhere, Ignatius would probably just go back to sitting far away from the fireplace and just kind of wait for something to crop up.
Okay. Well, as you're trying to tie things together in the library, I think we're going to go over to our field team. You are heading over to a furniture shop in Knightsbridge. We go to all the exciting places in this session. We've done museums, libraries, antique shops, and now a furniture shop. This is the wild life we lead on the London Esoteric Society.
It's hard out here.
Last week's it was snake people in the slums of East London. This is so you head over to this Whittaker and Sons furniture shop.
Well, let's get this over with.
Rather nice. They've got a showroom. They've got some nice tables and some sideboards on display. And a smartly dressed gentleman is showing a young couple around. Going, yes, I think you'll find the rosewood. It will really complement the green wallpaper you have planned for the drawing room. And the shop smells of beeswax polish and wood, and it's a world apart from sort of Abner's dark and smelly antique shop. This is all rather nice. There's light shining in through the windows. The shopkeep is this smartly dressed and not at all smelly man in a suit and tie.
Do I see anything that would signal a Mr. Whitaker's office? Perhaps a administration sign, anything of the sort.
There is a sign that says back office.
All right, come, Mr. Johnson.
I'll follow.
There's a little knock on the door.
Come in. You see behind the desk this grey-haired man, probably in his 60s, pair of wire-rimmed spectacles. He bears somewhat of a resemblance to the younger man you saw on the shop floor.
D'Angelo will close the door behind them. Are you Mr. Whitaker?
I am indeed. Are you in need of any tables or chairs?
No, I am more interested in a side profession you have found yourself involved in.
Oh, Oh, yes, we do sideboards, yeah.
I'm looking for more items of the more esoteric and occult variety.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. I just sell tables. And chairs and sideboards.
D'Angelo just stared at him blankly.
We've met before. Your face looks familiar. Have I seen you in the paper? Or... are you famous for something?
My name is D'Angelo Williams. I am known for a variety of things, including writing a few tomes and books, a variety of important matters.
You? Wait, I know you. I've seen you.
Hmm?
You're the gentleman from the Pacific Club, right?
Yes. Have you been visiting?
Only the once. I was in the corner near the pot plant. You were telling a story about a tiger, and I think it was a tiger.
I've seen many tigers in my days. Potentially.
Someone's face got torn off.
Oh, yes. That was indeed a tiger.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Very inconvenient circumstance, the whole thing.
Do you know anything about the missing mirror?
Missing mirror?
Can I tell if this person is lying to me?
Give me a psychology roll. Tonight is the night of the psychology roll. Oh yeah, he is. You see, he's not necessarily lying, as he's almost like he's looking over both of you. You see, he's sort of trying to take a measure of you, like he's judging and thinking things through as he sort of prevaricates and decides what he's going to say.
I have it on good authority. You are knowledgeable in this particular field. It turns out that is not the case. Please say so.
Look, the mirror is not for sale.
I mean, it's not that we desperately need to buy the damn thing. We just need to know that it's not going to cause problems down the line.
What kind of problem?
You mean, you know, the kind of problem that causes a lion to jump through a third-story window and maul you to death?
I thought you said it was a tiger.
No, that's another story.
Oh, well, I have to say that, as far as I'm aware, none of my customers in the past have ever been mauled to death by flying lions.
I mean, didn't the guy that brought this thing to the British Museum die from such an event?
He wasn't my client. I didn't tell him anything. Therefore, still true.
Fair.
Look.
And what of the bracelet?
Now that I can sell you. If you got the money to pay for it, I know a guy who knows a guy who might be able to get his hands on it.
And
Why
do
are
you
you
have
after buying
proof
it?
of ownership? You have proof of ownership?
What do you mean proof of ownership?
So far, you've done nothing to show that you are anything more than a talkative person.
I mean, you're the one who came here thinking I had it. If you're after buying it, I can introduce you to the guy that I know who knows a guy. But if you're just here to waste my time, then you can see where the door is.
Who is this companion of yours?
What, the guy who knows the guy? Let's call him
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Oh, there, I thought they were all called Johnson.
Well,
Well-
any way for me to continue this conversation with this person?
Smith is very shy. He doesn't like strangers. So I handle all of Mr. Smith's business dealings.
Well, Mr. Smith could do us the favor, and, provide a price that he would like to take, so we can make sure that we have the funds necessary, right?
Well, I think if I mean, obviously this is all plucked out of the sky. I would have to speak to Mr. Smith to be sure. I think Mr. Smith would be looking for something around £100.
I see. Well, let me let us check with the people with the money, and we'll see each other tomorrow then, right?
Yes, and I will confirm things with my good friend of Mr. Smith, and he can talk to his friend.
Perfect idea.
Excellent. Where would you like to meet? At the club? Here? Or
I
do
don't
you
think
have
the
another
club's a
address in mind?
particularly wise idea. I think meeting somewhere neutral, somewhere where where there's a bit distance that everybody can, cover.
Yes. So, did you have a place in mind?
I'll just choose like a small tavern somewhere like on the harbor, right? So that there's definitely some time that everybody is away from everywhere else.
I mean, if you want to go down, as in you down towards like the docks in the East End, like the
Yeah, just as long as it's a place where you can be not bothered by the police.
There is a pub called the Red Lion in Wapping.
Perfect.
There was a murder
Let's take the
there
Red
once.
Lion.
Okay. I mean, it's a dodgy part of town to be running around with a lot of money, but
Yeah, but it's also a part of town where the police doesn't look too much.
it's fair. I'll probably bring my sons along as well, if that's all right.
Yeah, no worries.
So that nobody gets any ideas.
I'm not worried.
Okay. Well, tomorrow night or tonight? Which night?
What do you think, D'Angelo? Tomorrow night? I think tomorrow night is probably better, right?
Tomorrow night.
You need to talk to Mr. Smith still, right?
Well, yes,
Wouldn't
and
want to stress the man.
we wouldn't want to leave it too long. There are probably Mr. Smith has other friends who might be in touch with him at any point.
That's fair.
And obviously, yeah. So I'll speak to Mr. Smith. I'll see what he thinks, and we will
Sounds
see
good.
you tomorrow night at the Red Lion in Wapping. Yeah. Pleasure to see you, Mr. Jones.
Yes, my name's
Mr.
Johnson.
Jones. And Mr. Williams, of course. Familiar with your work. And of course, if by any chance you're also interested in any tables, chairs, and sideboards, I do sell tables, chairs, and sideboards at a very reasonable
No,
price.
thank you.
As far as I'm aware, the house is already furnished.
And dressers, we do dressers. Okay, well,
Mr. Johnson, let's
your
take
loss,
our
gentlemen,
leave.
your loss.
Yeah, we'll leave, and once we are out of earshot, I'll say, "Oh, we don't really care about the amulet, though, right?" So while he, with his entire protection racket in the Red Lion, we can just break and enter here.
But Keeper, based on my brief conversation with this person, does he seem like the person that would store his valuables with him, or would he trust other people to protect them?
He seems like the sort of gentleman that probably owns at least 2 safes. and possibly has a secret room in his basement in which to hide those safes. Or his attic, or his side room. You know by his reputation that he's not been caught, or that if he has ever been arrested, he's managed to escape serving any time for his dealings in occult goods.
It is not a bad plan, though we mean to deal with the details. For now, let's return to the others, perhaps. They've discovered something useful, and you won't have to meet up with this person after all.
Yeah, so you head back to the society where the others are in the library. Probably, I don't know what people's mood looks like in the library. Like, do you look like you're having a good time with all these books?
I'm absolutely miserable.
Probably just buried in books.
Yeah, we're just keeping our heads in the books.
To be fair, we've probably just finished our work on the research by the time I get back.
Yes. And nothing is on fire.
Not this time.
Yet.
Greetings.
Oh. Any luck with your contact?
I'd say so.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, he's very obviously our guy. He wasn't even trying to pretend otherwise.
Was he mild-mannered and calm?
I mean, sure.
Or was he eccentric?
No.
Was he like me or like
irritating?
Did he say
Like me.
the items or something on?
He was an irritating man, but he knows a person who perhaps knows another person who has the bracelet. He did not claim that the mirror was for sale, so it is likely that he also
Already sold it.
He was already able to tell us a clear price for the amulet, despite not being able to talk to Mr. Smith, which means it's basically him, right? He's the one that has it. He didn't want to obviously admit it. And so I kind of went and asked them to sell us the amulet for like £100 at a tavern in the harbour, the Red Line, I think.
Oh, I've been there. I know that place.
Everyone's been there.
The one in Wapping.
I've been drinking a couple ones there. It's fine.
It's a franchise.
We were investigating a murder where someone had their heart ripped out their chest.
Oh, I mean, that's inconvenient.
Yeah,
I don't actually care about the Red Line in this case, though. I just wanted them to take the amulets and leave for the Red Lion, and then we'd just go and steal the mirror back, assuming that it hasn't already traded hands. Obviously,
Can we just kill them? Like, I'm just gonna run this out here. I'm just talking out loud as the philosophers do. So he is involved with the theft of these awful artifacts that can do horrible things, right? So he is by definition a horrible, evil man who almost certainly deserves to die. What if, hear me out, we fucking murder him and anyone else who helped him, and then there's less evil, murderous people who commit murder directly and indirectly. We get the shit back, we destroy it, we send it back to the museum. I don't really give two fucking shites about that. And then we just are done with this. Just good, clean, ethical murder, and we return the shit. What do you think?
I've got
ethical murder.
Ethical murder.
I've got an idea, but just that mirror piece they were talking about. It turns out it might be part of a bigger item as such. it seems there's a diskette should be in the middle of it when we were looking at the information, and it turns out there's this disc has turned up in Oxford in a collection there some time ago. So it looks like whoever's bought the larger piece is probably trying to finish their collection. So likely that's why the piece isn't for sale, is because he's already sold it to his contact in Oxford.
Why is it always Oxford?
Yeah.
So,
Awful fucking place filled with awful people. Can we burn down Oxford? Can we just purify the country?
well, interesting thing is, if you've agreed to buy that bracelet off him, assuming he's not planning to double cross you and just rob you of the money.
To be honest, Mr. Smith seems somewhat fictitious to me.
Yeah. What we could do is bring the information we found to the museum and get the police involved and have the police meet us there at the Red Lion, plain clothes sort of thing, and they grab the guy, get the item, and he can go down for theft. They find out about the other piece.
I don't really like police officers for maybe the most obvious of possible reasons, given my existence as a magician. I'm just in a really bad mood today. I'm tired of
state today.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking mad, Doctor. Not any of you. I mean, you all vex me at various points, but I am also a bit of an ass, so I understand. But the strange lady comes walking into this house and is like, seance this, seance that, dream this, dream that, because that's always worked out so well for me. And then we walk around and get these cursed pictures that talk about, like, let me be the dream, let me open the door, let me cryptic, that obviously leads to cosmic death and fury. And then apparently D'Angelo and Maximilian went and they talked to this sassy man who is clearly a thief and clearly a broker and either knows exactly what he's doing or he is too god diggity damned stupid to let live. And I'm just like, you know what? If these awful people are dead, they can't hurt anyone anymore, and they're involved in a dangerous game with high stakes.
You seem to need a bit of a break, Mr. Ignatius.
D'Angelo, the last time I took a break, I was in a room with you, and we committed spellcasting terrors on one another.
You're not making a break at the same place at the same time.
I'm just offering a great solution that feels cathartic. What a wonderful combination.
That's just going to cause more problems later.
How?
Unfortunately, murder's not legal here.
Oh no, not something that's he unleashes. I'm not going to do it for the sake of our viewers' ears, but he unleashes the most petulant, high-pitched sound you might have ever heard. It comes from the depths of his stomach all the way out through his nose and ears. And his face is bright red.
Really? So tell us how you really feel.
John, if you sass me one more time today, I swear to God, I swear to all that is holy and unholy, I am going to punch you in the testicles.
I'm just going to go next to Ignatius and put like the fingers on his arm like this.
I am going to try to spin out of that. What role would that be?
I'm not gonna oppose that.
Yeah,
It's
if
fine.
he's not opposing it, then yeah, you can let it happen.
I spin out, my capes go flying, and I put my finger right on his face, and I say, "Don't you touch me! Don't you touch me!"
But.
So,
Notice your viewpoint is heard. for now, perhaps we should take a break. We do not need to meet with this person until tomorrow. And it seems like we have two main ideas, either to alert the authorities or to deal with it ourselves. And also to attempt to break into this building to find any signs of either the mirror or a sale manifest.
Yeah,
If he is on the up and up, if he's on the up and up, and if he actually knows how this stuff works, he's going to have magical protections that will kill us, just like Abner.
We'll see.
At least we've got an expert on the occult here.
He does not strike me as the particularly well-read of an individual.
So we have we have three options really. We go to the authorities, we meet him, or we meet him and we rob him, or we go to break into a shop. We have a
Does he
number
have
of
protection?
options.
Did he say he was bringing? Surely he can't be so stupid as to just go to the Red Lion by himself.
He implied he would be bringing some individuals with him, so we should assume he will not be alone.
All right, bring all the guns. Guns and masks.
So it looks like we're heading to either some robbery, or a shootout in Wapping, or some light murder.
Cathartic ethical murder.
It's gonna be so.
It's quite a long session title. I can't fit cathartic ethical murder in this. But yes, did you have anything else you planned to do that day? The day of the 21st of October.
Not actually good at stealth. I'm noticing right now. So
They would.
I was going to say, it is towards evening or eve at this point in the day.
Probably yes. It's been quite a long day.
True.
It is. At least someone just asked what day of the week it was. I can inform you. It's a Sunday. You should be resting. Why were none of you in church? What kind of... You are clearly not upstanding members of society. Neither is anyone who you've been dealing with today whose shops have all been open. What kind of...
Abner and the artifact salesman.
Appalling opinions of this. These are clearly not godly men. Museums, shops, all these people.
Or maybe they worship a different god, and it's worse that they're godly men.
Yeah.
I think what Mortimer will probably do is pack up the photos we borrowed into what? Well, actually, I suspect we probably would have had an envelope or something like that, ready to return them the following day, and we probably should have an early night really, and tackle this problem tomorrow when we make a decision on what we're going to do about this.
D'Angelo's going to do some reading.
Ooh, some light reading or some heavy reading?
No, it's not very light at all. I had to read the book of Ibon that he found a while ago and just never read.
Oh, did you never finish studying that?
will you warn people that you're gonna do that, or will you do that alone?
No, she knows he has that book. He's the only one who has that copy.
Because you've done a partial. Had you done a partial study of this book in the past?
I mean,
Yes, that's where I got my magic the first time. The few spells I do know. Look at it.
if I knew, I'd sit myself next to you just to be sure that everything's all right. But since I don't know, I guess I'm gonna go and take a look at the house we came from.
I think it's 2d4, is it?
My main question was, how long have you been studying this for? Like, a full study of this book is 32 weeks. So if you've been reading it on and off throughout all the time that D'Angelo has been off at the spa,
The spa.
then we could count this as the conclusion of your study of the book. It depends.
Sure, I've never said I was reading before this, so you would accept
It's up to
it.
you. Whether
Sure.
you want this to be the start of your full study of the book or towards the end of the full study.
I think finishing it would be more entertaining, so let's go with that.
Okay. I would like you You'll add 8 to your Cthulhu mythos. And to roll me 2d4.
Oh, it's just 2d4. That's fine. That's not even a big
As
deal.
you
6.
pore over this book, it's interesting delights. I mean, you already were aware of some of the spells in this, but you see other rituals to contact all manner of deities in this book. I might add a couple more to your. It describes various gods and various contacts of them. Gods with strange and twisted names. Yog Sothoth, Sarthogua, Zulu. These names sort of echoing around your mind and reminding you the other book, the names of the gods inscribed down in the Revelations book that you were reading just a couple of days ago. I would like you to please deduct that 6 points from your sanity and roll me 1d10. And just to clarify, where are you doing this reading?
His, I guess, hotel. I don't know,
Okay.
wherever he lives.
Off in private. No one is around to stop you. No one is around to witness you. As you dip once more back into the ocean of insanity that you only briefly left. And as you see these names, as you hear these names in your mind, as you reach the last few pages of this book, you drop it. And it's dangerous. No, part of you wants to destroy it, but another greater part of you urges you to run. You leave the hotel and flee into the night, just legging it down the streets of London, out into the cold October night air. Were you still in your day clothes, or are you dressed for bed?
He would be still wearing his normal clothing.
Yes. It's running out wild-eyed into the street with just your shirt sleeves and not properly dressed in your coat. Where's your hat? Just running madly into the night. And we'll find out if and when anyone ever finds D'Angelo again. Tomorrow. Again. So what is your current total sanity now, just for my curiosity, D'Angelo?
17.
Okay, 17. Still double figures. But yes, you know so much now. Your mind filled with this knowledge and power. And you're sort of torn in two directions. If you know that this knowledge is dangerous, this knowledge should be destroyed, but also there's so much that could be done with it. This two sort of alternate things piling into your brain. What you choose to do about that in your madness is up to you. How this influences the planned murder party, or prevention of the planned murder party. We will see.
Cathartic ethical murder.
Yes, cathartic ethical murder.
Good episode name.
I'm thinking that, yeah. I'll see. So yeah, as D'Angelo is doing his heavy evening reading, was there anything the rest of you wanted to do that night?
I think I would go to the mobile shop, the guy with his sideboards. I wouldn't
the
actually
furniture
need him.
shop.
Yeah, furniture shop, exactly. That's the word that I was missing right now. I just observe the whole thing a bit.
The shop seems dark. It's closed up for the evening, and it's just a Sunday evening. They've got other places to be. The shop is dark. There's no lights on. It doesn't seem to be where they live. This seems to just be a shop.
All right, so I'm gonna be noticing that, and I'm kind of regretting that I wasn't there when they left. But I guess then I go back.
Okay, if you head home.
Yeah, I think Mortimer just wants to do one thing if he's got time. Seeing he's been quite lucky with the Egyptian translation, he wants to have another look at the Narcle stuff he's got written down in those children's books. Because he recovered a couple of books that the snake person had written a lot of Narcle stuff in.
Yes.
He's going to just see if he can, because he didn't actually progress any further with the translation. He's just going to see if he can come up to some idea of it.
Yes, you can. If you spend the evening practicing your Narcle, you can give me a Narcle roll.
That's pretty much, he's just going to give it a go. I mean, unlikely, but you never know.
Trying to make sense of that which you do not yet understand. But it's so alien as a language. Like, it's not... This is harder even than hieroglyphics. Like, this is not... It's not a human language. It's not designed... Like, you don't know how it's said, and the logic behind it doesn't seem to bear any resemblance to any human language you know.
Drew, looks like it's going to be a long-term project.
Indeed. Sean, is there anything you want to do with your evening?
I'm going to continue looking through the library, just following up on interesting things that came up during the day in my research, just so I can learn more about the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, have a nice browse in the library. How about Ignatius? Is there anything you wish to do before you go to sleep?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go to Abner's.
Oh, okay. Just throwing that out there. Okay, you're over to Abner's. Bear in mind, it is after nightfall.
Yep, this is the perfect time.
I'm so upset I didn't realize it was a Sunday, because I could have Abner had pointed out, like, so close do you manage daytime, but it's a Sunday. Alas, it's too late now. So yes,
I'm beating on the door.
You hear a grumble. You hear the creak of the stairs. The clunk of Abner's many locks as he peers round the door.
Hello.
Yes, what is it you wish?
I have a great...
in.
Thank you.
Oh, you're doing so well.
Abner, I have a trade for you.
Yes.
I didn't want to say this over the phone, so I will tell you all the copious amounts of information of lore and knowledge that I have gained throughout the craziness that's been the past month. Much of it is very valuable in exchange for your assistance in something.
What manner of assistance is it that you want?
I need you to teach me spells. My compatriots at the LES, they won't help me. I've asked them 3 times now to teach me spells for my protection, and they won't. They blow me off. They don't take me seriously. They hurt my feelings.
The knowledge I have, I don't believe should be classified as spells, although these were cheap wizard's tricks. Magician's
I don't care about the
artificery.
semantics. The semantics mean nothing to me.
You wish to learn the secret arts, the true knowledge. And in return, you offer your knowledge, yet you claim it is
Abner, could you please
impressive.
be more plain spoken? I am painfully sober and have had a very horrible day. Here's the spell that I know.
Help you.
It's the Minds of the Abyssai. If you don't know it, I can teach it to you. I just want to know one protection spell and one offensive spell that does like normal damage. Like throws ice or fire at them, not just destroying their brain.
I'm afraid it doesn't really work that way. You wish protection.
Yeah.
Could teach you something of that. Depends if you're willing to dabble into blood magic or not.
Sounds great. Who could possibly feel bad about that? Look, I didn't want to be here. I feel like I have nowhere else to turn. If you could point me in the direction to somebody who could show me how to throw lava at somebody or something, that would also be great.
I believe
Maybe have a
only
book.
the gods are capable of such things, and I would be a cruel man to point you in their direction. Would you like to know how to get in touch with them?
I've already been touched by one, and not in that fun horizontal, vertical mamba type of way. It's
The gods rarely touch anyone in a fun manner.
it's fun for them, I suppose. Regardless,
One can only assume.
I've seen people cast spells that cause damage to a person's body. I suppose if you wanted to less.
I could teach you to wither their limbs to dust. Would that be of interest?
That would be amazing. I definitely need to know that, and I need to know blood magic.
This is not a quick and easy thing. This is not a matter of turning up and learning it all within the hour.
I know. This has to stay between you and I.
Very well. Give me some time to think about... I've never really taught anyone these arts before. I cannot promise to be a natural teacher. I am not a patient man.
Abner,
Yes,
I'm a fucking genius.
I know that much, yes.
I don't need you to be patient. I just need you to try. You try, and I try. I'm sure it can work.
Very well. You tell me the knowledge that you and the society with whom you associate have, and I will teach you arts
Absolutely.
that can protect you from harm. Arts
I don't
that
wanna
can wither the body of another.
I don't want to be a ghoul or make people ghouls, though. That's your own.
I could also teach you to contact the ghouls.
I don't want that. Nope.
They
Nope,
are
do
surprisingly informative and knowledgeable people.
not. I'm sure
They
they're
borrow from this
wonderful.
world to the other back and forth with ease and bring great
That's-
knowledge with them.
Actually, only the third creepiest thing I've heard today. I respectfully decline.
Very well.
I respectfully decline. So,
Yeah.
this is what I will do. I will sit. Do you have some good tea?
Yes.
Have some cookies, some snacks. You don't have snacks?
I can find some food. I wasn't aware I needed to feed you as part of this arrangement.
Abner,
I can
so I'm trying
retrieve.
to. So this is a strange concept for you, I'm sure. We're friends. Don't argue with me. You know it and I know it. We're pals. Okay? If you want money for the snacks, if it's going to put you out, and I look around at all the cool stuff you have here, I think not. I will happily.
I will get you food, like I am
Thank
some
you.
manner of servant.
Us food. Anyway, I will regale you with all of the tales and knowledge that I have gained. Starting with where we last left off. How about that?
Yes, begin that, and tell me of this stone mirror they seek. It reminds me of another item that passed through my hands a long while ago.
Okay, that's not at all ominous or cryptic. So
It was not. Well, I mentioned it earlier. It was only a portion.
I'd give him the translation
Oh.
that I spent so long working on and saw. That's the
Interesting.
museum's translation.
Partial. A fragment
Yep.
of a greater whole.
That is literally what that. Sorry, I'm a little bit persnickety tonight.
No, it's interesting.
Thank you.
Very well. He listens to what you have to say.
Have you ever thought about joining the London Esoteric Society?
No, I think the furthest distance I keep between me and them, the better.
What do you mean them? I'm one of them. We're pals.
Are you?
Yes.
Do you really believe that they would stand beside you if it came to true conflict? If you were asked, would they put their lives on the line for you?
They literally just did that in this awful little town. We went in this, and I tell them the story of dealing with the God's Avatar thing and all of that. So yeah, they would.
He nods along and he listens.
Abner,
For
I love
hours.
all of them. I love John Greaves. I love D'Angelo Williams. I love Dr. Mortimer Davenport. I love Maximilian Johnson, even though I'm fairly certain he would be okay with killing me. And you know what? Elsie, I'm willing to go so far as to say that she's not the worst thing that I've ever encountered. She's really high up there. She's pretty fucking awful, but not the worst. She's growing on me. Like a fungus. She's growing on me.
Fungus can be beneficial in the right place.
Damn it, Abner.
Look. All you've told me is of great interest. If you return here either tomorrow night or on a night of your convenience, bring a small animal with you. A rabbit?
It's not gonna be No, it's not a rabbit, Abner. Abner, why do I have to? I don't want to.
Or a
like
rat?
animals. How about a maid? Would a maid work?
Yes, a maid would work. That'd be a little too much blood. I said you need fresh blood.
Oh, you thought I was being serious. Okay, Abner. Can we do this without the animal?
It is blood magic. It is very hard to do blood magic without blood.
It would just be some of my blood?
Well, yeah, I suppose. Yes. Yes, I suppose.
I'll just use my blood, so I don't have to kill an animal.
We will use your blood. I would not advise it.
How much blood is it going to be?
A pint. So a few rabbits might be needed.
Oh, jeez. Could I just go to like a butcher shop, maybe?
I mean, I suppose it seems unsuited to the true art of magic, but
Abner?
Yes, I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Okay, I'll just go to the...
Yes, well, yes, I will need a little time to prepare the workroom for teaching. But...
Okay.
We can...
Not a word of this to anyone.
Who do you think I'm going to be telling?
I don't know, Abner. You're actually a pretty nice person. You might, for all I know, you might have a lot. I tend to see the best in
I
people.
have many friends, but they're not interested in you.
That is so not true. Abner, see, here's the thing. I'm gorgeous. I'm a genius. I'm hilarious. I'm well-dressed. I move good. So, of course, they're interested in me. Don't you ever disrespect my greatness like that again. That was out of line.
Do you want to learn from me or not?
Yes, I do, Abner.
Very good. Then return here with blood,
Thank you, Abner.
and I shall teach you.
Okay.
In return, you give me information.
Well, the information that I offer, it's not going to be like an ongoing. Like I'm not,
You want the lessons to be ongoing, then so shall the information.
Oh, Abner, you hit me with the old switcheroony.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of mean. Fine.
Very good. Well, good night, Mr. Abernathy, until we cross paths again.
What snacks did he give me?
He gave you some cold cuts of meat and some bread.
Is the bread moldy?
No.
Is the meat sanitary?
Yes, it's ham.
All right. I'm going to trust it. Abner, I've decided that since we've been friends for a while now, I need to give you a nickname. I'm going to call you Big A.
I would prefer if you didn't.
Whatever you say, Big A.
Good night.
Good night. And I like to do a spot hidden on my way out to see if there's anything dangerous or spooky, because it's him.
I mean,
spot hidden.
You can give me a spot hidden. You see Abner Wick, for starters. He's dangerous and spooky.
Oh, blood hell, that's a 98.
Other than that, not that you
It's the safest
notice.
house I've ever been in.
Yes, as you head out from your meeting, with another arrangement made, I think that will be where we end for this week.